If you work nights, you already know the feeling I'm talking about. That moment when the lights inside feel too bright, the parking lot feels too dark, and every set of headlights makes your stomach drop just a little. Today I've got 4 real accounts from people who worked the graveyard shift: a gas station clerk, a bartender, and 2 retail workers. And every single one of them ended their shift wondering if they'd just survived something they'll never be able to prove. Stay to the end, because story number 3 still doesn't have an explanation. Let's get into it. Story 1. The Voice on the Phone. This account comes from a guy named Marcus, who was 22 and working the overnight counter at a gas station outside his hometown. It was supposed to be a nothing job, he said. Ring up energy drinks, restock the cooler, sell the occasional pack of cigarettes to a trucker. The days were fine. The nights made my skin crawl for reasons I couldn't explain. Until one night I finally understood why. He was closing alone. Around 9, the store phone rang. He picked it up without thinking twice, and on the other end was a voice, low, drawn out, clearly disguised, like someone doing a bad horror movie impression. It asked him a single question: "Are you in there by yourself?" Marcus laughed it off. He figured it was one of his buddies messing with him, so he fired back something sarcastic and hung up. He texted the group chat, accusing everyone. They all denied it. He assumed someone was lying, the way you would. 10 minutes later, the phone rang again. Same fake, gravelly voice. This time it asked why he'd hung up. Marcus gave the same sarcastic answer, and got a laugh back. Not a joking laugh, a calm, quiet one that didn't match the bit at all. Then the voice told him he shouldn't be rude to someone who knows exactly where he is. That's when the joke stopped feeling like a joke. The calls kept coming, every 15 or 20 minutes, and each one referenced something happening in real time: how quiet the store had gotten, how empty the lot was. Things a prankster on the outside shouldn't have known unless they were watching. By 11, Marcus was checking the security monitors obsessively. The cameras out back had a blind spot near a stretch of trees, and he kept hearing small sounds out there: a tap, a scrape, gravel shifting under weight. Then, at 11:40, the door chimed, and a man walked in. Late 20s, unremarkable, dressed like anyone else. Except his face had no expression at all. He wandered the aisles for almost 10 minutes, circling back toward the register every so often, always glancing up over the shelves. Marcus said his gut turned to lead before his brain even caught up. The man finally bought a single bag of chips. Marcus rang him up without a word exchanged between them. Right before leaving, the man paused at the door, turned his head back, not his whole body, just his head, chin down, eyes up, and smiled. Marcus said it was the kind of smile that told him the man knew exactly how unsettling it looked. Then he walked off, not toward a car, but around the side of the building, straight toward that blind spot in the trees. He never came back into frame. Marcus locked the doors early, texted his family that if he stopped replying, something had happened, and rushed through closing faster than he ever had. When midnight came, he had no choice but to step outside to get to his car. He said the walk felt like it lasted an hour. He was almost to his car when he heard footsteps behind him. Fast, but not a run, more like an urgent power walk slapping against the pavement. He turned around, and it was him, coming straight for him. Marcus threw himself into his car, locked the doors, and reversed out of that lot so fast he nearly flooded the engine. In his mirror, the man was just standing under the lights, watching him go. His manager reviewed the footage the next day and brushed it off, saying the guy looked like a regular customer. Marcus quit on the spot. To this day, he's convinced the man on the phone and the man in the store were the same person. He just never got to prove it. Story 2. The Offer at the Bar. Before we get into this one, if these stories are giving you that crawling, can't-look-away feeling, drop a like on the video. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people who are into this stuff, and it costs you nothing. This next account is from a bartender named Elena, who worked closing shifts alone at a quiet dive bar off the highway. She said she was used to reading people fast, regulars, truckers, the occasional lost tourist. So when a man walked in a little after 1 in the morning on a slow Tuesday, she clocked him immediately. Late 40s, but sharp, clean-cut, expensive black trench coat, the kind of quiet confidence that read as real money rather than flashy money. He ordered top shelf without hesitating and struck up an easy conversation. Nothing about him felt threatening. If anything, he had this warm, approachable energy, she said, like a friendly dad at a Little League game. He asked if she liked her job. Normal enough. Then, almost offhand, he asked if she'd ever thought about doing something bigger. She brushed it off as small talk, until he asked what time she got off. And even then, she figured it was just an awkward attempt at flirting. He didn't push. He just smiled like he already knew the answer, left a $100 bill on the bar, and walked out into the night. She assumed that was the end of it. It wasn't. About a week later, he came back, this time with a woman in her mid-30s, dressed like she was trying just a little too hard to fit in with a younger crowd. The woman opened with a compliment, touched Elena's arm a beat too long, and started asking rapid-fire questions. How old she was, how long she'd worked there. It didn't feel like small talk. It felt like an interview. Then the woman leaned in and told her she ran an exclusive private event company, always looking for young, fun people. $10,000 for a weekend. When Elena laughed it off as too good to be true, the woman doubled down, insisting other girls just like her already worked these events. Then she said, almost casually, that Elena should step outside for a minute so someone could explain it better. That's when Elena shut it down completely. No smile, no politeness, just a flat no. A group of customers walked in right then, and the woman's friendly expression flickered for just a second before she and the man left without another word. Elena told her boss and co-workers immediately. A few nights later, she noticed a car parked across the street after close, engine off, just sitting there. She told herself it was nothing, until she pulled out of the lot and it followed her, turn for turn, staying just far enough back to seem random. She drove straight to a police station, and the second she pulled in, the car sped off. Weeks later, on a dead weekday shift, the woman came back alone, sat down, and asked for a drink like nothing had happened. Elena texted her boss the moment she walked in. While she had her back turned, pouring the drink, she heard the front door click shut and turned to find the woman gone. Outside, a van sat idling with its lights off. Then she heard someone trying the back door. She grabbed the nearest heavy object, called 911, and waited, frozen, until her boss's headlights swung into the lot. The van tore off the second he arrived. The security footage told the rest of the story. 2 masked figures had been crouched by the front entrance the entire time, waiting, while a third pounded on the back door, trying to flush her toward them. The plate on the van came back completely unregistered. Nothing has ever come of it. Her boss no longer lets her close alone. But she still can't shake the question of how they knew, every single time, that she'd be by herself. Story 3. The car that wasn't there. If you've made it this far, go ahead and drop a comment telling me which story has unsettled you the most so far. I read every single one, and it helps me know which stories to dig up more of. This account comes from a convenience store clerk who says he'll never work another night shift again after this. It was just after 2:30 in the morning, dead quiet, the kind of night where even the truckers had stopped coming through. He stepped outside for a breath of cold air and noticed a man standing behind one of the pumps, hood up, hands in his pockets, no car anywhere in sight. Not fueling up, not going anywhere, just standing there, half turned toward the store, watching. After a few minutes of pacing in this strange, circular pattern, the man walked inside. He approached the counter and, in a rushed, almost rehearsed tone, said his car had broken down just past the pumps. Could he get a jump, or maybe just a flashlight to check under the hood? The clerk offered to call a tow truck. The man shut that down immediately, too quick, too anxious, shaking his head like the suggestion itself was dangerous to him. Something about the whole exchange felt like a performance, like the man was testing to see how far the lie would carry. Then the man gestured toward the security monitor behind the counter, and there it was. A car, parked just off the highway entrance, exactly where he said it would be. Except the clerk had just been outside minutes earlier, and there had been no car there at all. He glanced back at the monitor and caught the faintest hint of movement near the car's back bumper. Someone was crouched down, staying just out of frame. He forced a casual smile, told the man he needed to grab something from the back office, and the moment he was out of sight, he slammed the panic button under the counter. The alarm tore through the store. The man's reaction wasn't panic. It was the opposite. His whole nervous energy just melted away, and he broke into a slow, satisfied grin, like this had all been exactly as amusing as he'd hoped. Then he bolted, straight into the tree line behind the station, not toward the car at all. When police arrived, the car was still sitting there, exactly where it had appeared. Engine off, headlights off, completely empty. No footprints leading away from it in any direction. Then an officer noticed something the clerk had missed. The passenger door was hanging open. There had been a third person inside the entire time. Police later confirmed the car had been reported stolen more than 100 miles away, nearly a week earlier. No one ever came forward to claim it. No missing persons reports connected to it. Just an abandoned vehicle with no explanation, sitting outside a gas station in the middle of the night. And no arrests to this day. Story 4. The Woman Who Knew Her Name. One more story, and this one might be the most disturbing of all. So if you're not already subscribed, now's a good time, because I post accounts like this every week, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. This last account comes from a young woman working the overnight shift at a big box retail store, mostly restocking the electronics aisle where foot traffic dies down after midnight. She noticed a man almost immediately. Not shopping, just lingering. Every time she looked up, he was a little closer, standing too still near the clearance racks, never picking anything up, never approaching her directly. It was like he wanted to be seen. She went to radio for help and discovered the batteries in her radio were dead. Before she could find a manager, a hand closed around her arm, and a woman's voice rang out, loud and overly familiar, like they were old friends reunited. The woman leaned in and whispered urgently that the man had been recording her on his phone and told her to follow right now. Terrified, she went along with it. The woman kept up the act as they walked briskly through the store, rambling about nothing, her grip never loosening. When the clerk finally worked up the nerve to glance back, the man was gone. But the woman kept pulling her forward anyway, insisting he was still lurking somewhere. The clerk started to relax, telling the woman they should just find a manager instead. The woman's smile didn't waver, but something about it had shifted. She kept insisting, tugging a little harder each time the clerk tried to stop. That's when the clerk noticed where they actually were. Past the registers, past self-checkout, into the nearly empty warehouse section, heading straight for the side exit. The one with no cameras. The one only employees were supposed to use. She didn't think. She screamed, wrenched her arm free, and ran for the front of the store. Behind her, the woman shouted for her to come back and used her first name. A name she had never given her. A coworker heard the screaming and called security immediately. But by the time anyone looked, both the man and the woman were long gone. The footage later confirmed they'd walked in together from the very beginning. His face captured clearly on camera, hers turned away in every single frame, like she knew exactly where the blind spots were. Police classified it as an attempted abduction. The man's face is apparently identifiable enough that they expect to track him down eventually. The woman remains a ghost. And the clerk still can't explain how a total stranger knew her name. Closing. 4 different jobs, 4 different cities, 4 people who walked away only because something, a locked door, a panic button, a stranger's headlights pulling into the lot at exactly the right moment, broke the pattern before it could finish. If there's one thing all 4 of these have in common, it's that none of them started with something obviously dangerous. They started with a phone call, a conversation, a friendly hand on an arm. That's usually how it works. If you made it this far, you clearly love this kind of story as much as I do. So make sure you're subscribed. I put these together every week and you will not want to miss the next one. Let me know in the comments which of these 4 hit you the hardest, and I'll see you in the next video.